It's already been an incredible day of action, plenty of doubles action. We turn our attention now to singles, and it's the women's singles with the world #1 An Se-young taking on the former world champion in Nozomi Okuhara. Well, we're right at the top of the draw, of course, with An Se-young now 4 weeks as world #1, and so she's the #1 seed. All Chinese affair later on between the #3 seed Chen Yufei. She'll have her sights on this title against her teammate Wang Zhiyi, the #10 seed. Plenty more seeds in action as well in the bottom half, and wow, look at those names: Marin, Tai Su-ying, Tung Jung, and Akane Yamaguchi. It's like a who's who of women's singles.
On fight #2, women's singles. From Korea, An Se-young.
I don't know what's going on backstage. These players look so happy as they're coming out. Maybe they're just enjoying the underfloor entrance, Kirsty.
Hey, it is something different, and it is a little fun ride before you get out onto court. But then you do have to tackle the stairs, and everyone's been worried about the stairs.
Nozomi Okuhara.
I'm glad I don't have to tackle those stairs. If I was a bit nervous about the forthcoming match and had to walk down those stairs, I'd, yeah, take a lot of time, I think.
Exactly.
Nozomi Okuhara, her opponent today. World champion back in Glasgow 2017. She won the silver in 19. Bronze at the Rio Olympic Games as well in 2016. A very accomplished player. She's only 28, but she's had a tough time of it of late, hasn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't seen a good run of form since coming back from her injury. I think I'm right in saying it's maybe calf trouble. But yeah, we've seen kind of first round losses, withdrawals from first rounds, which is very unlike Okuhara from years gone by. So yeah, it's so nice to see her get this little run, especially here at World Championships. She's had some really, really good wins on the way, especially beating Ratchnok Intanong, who I feel has also really been struggling with injuries recently. But fair play to Okuhara for sealing that one off and arriving at this point and putting herself in a medal position.
Let's take a look at the coin toss. An Se-young wins the toss and elects the end of the court, the far end of the court, which is playing slightly with the drift. Can you believe this is the first time these two have met?
Well, yeah, no, I can't. No, I can't. But then I suppose, I mean, in relative terms, An Se-young is
on the climb.
New.
Yeah.
And Okuhara has been injured for the times that An Se-young has been top.
Yeah, well, you say new, 21 years old and world #1. That says so much already.
It's frightening, quite frankly.
It absolutely is. Gwangju, she's from, and she spent 4 weeks now in top spot, taking that off Akane Yamaguchi recently.
Yeah, An Se-young's run of form, if we're speaking of runs of form, An Se-young's run of form this year, I think.
Incredible, the last 12 months. 10
finals, 7 wins. You'd sign on the dotted line if someone offered you that up in a heartbeat.
That's our run through to today's quarter-final. Pretty comprehensive stuff so far. I think she's still at 17 World Tour titles, including a ton in 2023. Okuhara, you wouldn't say she's sort of on the decline. She's still only 28.
Yeah.
But her peak of her career is surely past her now.
Yeah, you do wonder, just with this era of women's singles and the volume of quality, for former world #1 and former world champion Nozomi Okuhara to be currently ranked 36 is astounding.
But what about those results? PV Sindhu in round 2, straight games. Ratchnok Intanon in round 3, straight games. She's back, surely.
Yeah, well, going by this is kind of the form of, in quotation marks, old Okuhara.
Ready to play.
So really nice to see, but again, if we look head-to-head on, well, there is no head-to-head, but head-to-head on current form,
Yeah.
we're gonna be looking at An Se-young here. I've played against both of these players, and the phrase "brick wall" comes to mind.
With An Se-young.
With both of them. I think I played Okuhara in her prime, and it's just, they're both so disarming that you think you've got them in trouble, and they just coolly and calmly get out of that trouble. And it's very frustrating to be playing against. So they're going to get a taste of their own medicine against each other. I'm excited for this one. I'm really looking forward to
Ladies
this.
and gentlemen, on my right, An Se-young, Korea. And on my left, Nozomi Okuhara, Japan. An Se-young to serve. Love all. Play.
Well, that was Eric Desroches from Canada, our chair umpire for this one, getting this going. In the service judge chair on the left, Kamasha Robertson-Martins from Belgium.
Well, if this rally's a sign of anything to come, nicely placed.
Service over. 1 love.
Okuhara getting us off the mark with just a really well-constructed first rally. So calm from An Se-young.
We're going to see some long rallies today, aren't we?
I think this is going to be a scorcher.
Service over. 1-all.
An Se-young's position, good position, just enough to put off Okuhara at the net.
Yeah, even if that had gone over, An Se-young was ready to either tip it back or put it coolly on the back line, no doubt.
7 titles this year already
Yeah.
for An Se-young. That's amazing.
Oi!
Service over. 2.
Fortunate
1.
with that net cord there. Absolutely dead. It's good net. And well put away.
3-1.
I think it's quite a typical feature of the Japanese lady singles players. Oh, nice. To put in that
4-1.
supremely high serve.
Yeah. Especially with this drift as well, it's going to cause a few issues.
Yeah, I think
In return.
Yeah, on paper, I think some people would look at high serve and think, well, you're just giving away the attack to your opponent.
Well,
but
that's one of your serves.
yeah,
You know, you like a good high.
I love a good high serve.
I like your little service technique, actually. It's
Oh,
nice.
thank you. It's
You know it's Kirsty Gilmore serving when you're watching across the arena and you
5-1.
see somebody serve. You think, oh, that's Kirsty.
If you just saw the silhouette.
Yeah.
But I think, one, it puts your opponent's feet on the back line, creates a whole lot of space in the front court. I think if you've got that, if you get that shuttle up high enough and it's dropping vertically, it's very difficult for them to be especially aggressive on it.
Yeah.
So, and number 3 in conditions like this, it's going
Service
to
over.
maybe take a move before it
2,
reaches your opponent's
5.
racket. Another thing for them to deal with. An Se-young opting for the low serve here, though.
Yeah, she quite often varies it, doesn't she? She's one of those players that she's got the flick. She also goes back to forehand sometimes.
Yeah. An Se-young playing a really quite a high pace. Oh, he's taken that one, punished for it.
Service over.
She's looking calm, determined today, Okuhara.
Yeah.
Not sure what it is, and it might be the injury you mentioned, but I see Okuhara in the hotel gym when we're traveling around the world at these tournaments more than any other player.
Oh, you really?
Yeah, and it's always kind of the oof, bad luck at the net.
7-2.
It's always the sort of rehab type stuff where she's got the TheraBands out and she's kind of doing a lot of dynamic kind of plyometrics, if you like.
Sure.
Maybe it's that injury that she's really working hard on.
Yeah, it might be a kind of rehab, prehab kind of deal, but just with, I mean, we say 28 as if it's grandmother, me being 29 and almost 30, so, but us older players, we really got to look after those joints and those tendons and those ligaments. They're put under such strain, especially for Okuhara being one of the smaller players on tour. I think I'm going to go a 154 or so.
She's 5'1", yeah, 156 in new money.
5'1". For any Brits listening.
9-2.
Well, just to be at the very top of the game with that stature, and then for Akane Yamaguchi, he's even shorter.
Absolutely, yeah.
To have done it for so long now as well. That's going wide. She's taking no chances. That might have stayed in, actually.
Yeah, in singles, we're really going to notice that drift coming into it a bit more. The shuttle spends more time in the air rather than being pinged back and forth really quickly.
Yeah, the high clears and the high lifts.
Yeah. I think, like we've seen from the previous matches on this court today, and in fact this whole tournament, quite often the players take these first few points to kind of calibrate themselves in the hall, and I think that's what An Se-young is trying to do, but Okuhara is making it very difficult for her. She's not really giving her much time.
It's Kaori Imabepu, now singles coach for Japan. Did you ever play against her? She was sort of top 30-ish.
I don't think I did. We didn't cross paths.
She might be a little bit older.
Thank you.
Oh, it looks like Okuhara's been having some good cupping physio on her shin muscles. Lots of little bruises down there. That's really well hit.
Perfect length from Okuhara, and it's not the start An Se-young would have wanted. 8 points behind at the break here in the first. Long way to go.
그거를 막 기다려서 탁 맞춰주면은 제가 또 낮은 거 치고 흔들리고 뭐 다 한단 말이야. 헤어핀도 없고. 어? 알았어? 어? 그걸 이렇게 흘러가서 맞추려고 하지 말고 먼저 나간다는 느낌으로 해야 돼. 먼저 나간다는 느낌. 그리고 가운데 쳐도 상관없어. 어? 그 다음에 앞에 걸 준비하란 말이야. 어? 언더에서 이렇게 자꾸 올라가는 거지 클리어가 올라와서 보는 게 아니란 말이야. 무슨 말인지 알았어?
Court 2, 20
뒤로 가면 앞에 거
seconds.
먼저 나가. 다가가.
Court 2, 20 seconds. The 11-3. Play.
Well, a terrific start for Nozomi Okuhara, who's back on serve as we get this second half underway. That's a bit loose.
I think An Se-young may be wise to Okuhara's use of the net here. I think Okuhara was really trying to dominate that net, get it below tape, get the high lifts to keep the pace quicker. But I think An Se-young may have been alerted to that. Well, she may have picked up herself. The coaches may have alerted her to it, and she was ready for that net return.
They're both so fluid.
whatever the result of this game is going to be a masterclass in movement.
Yeah.
For anyone that wants to study good footwork and movement, this is your match to do it.
Unlucky.
Already, I would say, An Se-young set a higher
11.
pace.
What's on the arm there, Kirsty? The left arm of Okuhara.
Nozomi.
She's
We've
some
seen-
sort of body tracking device.
Yeah, we've seen this a lot more recently. I go for the chest heart rate monitor.
Oh, yeah.
But the German players and some of the Japanese players are definitely going for this kind of armband one.
That's another one that's in. Miscalculation from the Korean.
12,
Yeah.
5.
And so what's it, heart rate,
I think just heart
effort levels
rate.
somehow?
Heart rate, to my knowledge. Sometimes a few of the GB players were also using the catapult system,
Yeah.
which is kind of those kind of vests that you
Yeah.
see the footballers wearing.
Service over.
We're doing some tracking with
6,
those, but the biggest
12.
thing that we track is heart rate, just to see if your training is matching up with actual gameplay.
Yes, that makes sense. And then replicate it in training to match.
Exactly. It's good defense. Overshot
Wide.
that one.
Yeah. And with the drift as well, got to be careful there.
Yeah, with
7,
Okuhara being
12.
a bit out of form just now and not used to more recently stringing back-to-back games together, I'm wondering if her condition is good enough to hold her nerve and keep control in these longer rallies.
Service over. 13, 7.
Oh, what a save. The pirouette backhand defense from An Se-young. And again, she's
Another.
left one. How many is that? 4?
3 or 4 for sure.
Well, there's been 2 serves, I
14,
think.
Yeah.
I think there's
7.
at least 2 more during the rally.
To be immediately back in balance after that and then to kind of give it away on another backline leave. Oh, she thought about that one as well.
Aggression from Okuhara, but An Se-young stands up in defense. This
Okay,
time
this
she gets one right.
Service over. 8, 14.
It is so unusual to talk about Okuhara and all the times she's fallen out in the round of
Nozomi, quickly.
32 at some of the bigger events. This time last
Thank
year,
you.
she did make the semi at the Hilo Open, the quarters at Australia, but since then, it's just been a string of round 1 exits.
Yep.
Swiss Open, perhaps, Super 300, she got to the last 16, but that's really it.
Yeah, and that's seen her ranking drop to, as we saw, 36.
Yeah.
And I noticed
14.
that actually puts her in qualification for Hong Kong.
Oh.
It'll have been a minute since Okuhara will have found herself in a qualification draw.
Well, that'll lengthen her week slightly.
Yeah.
Better judgment of length now.
Yeah.
10, 14.
And this is Okuhara on the side, typically hitting into the wind. So whether it's being actually a little bit temperamental and she is hitting the same weight, but it's held up those other times, and now it's just cutting through. It's hard to say from up here.
Oh, she was there so early.
Stepped into that, took that overhand,
Yeah.
but
Service over.
really nice weighted attack from
15,
Okuhara there.
10.
Rather than going for power, she's gone for that placement. And An Se-young has really had to stretch and have a little slip and slide.
She'll actually be quite
Thank you.
disappointed she didn't make that. We've seen her make some terrific defensive diving saves over the years, haven't we?
Yeah. I feel like An Se-young is finding a little bit more or better rhythm now. She is more in control of the pace of this. She's more the pace setter in this second half. That's been sliced and it's going to land in the tram lines.
Service over. 11-15.
No, that is one of An Se-young's
Service over.
hardest shots to read, that backhand net. She just
16,
approaches
11.
it, and there's that hold, and either tight squeeze onto the net or that punch into that for right-handers, rear forehand. And let me tell you, it's difficult to deal with.
It's devastating, isn't it?
Yeah. And it doesn't look like much, but it'll get you.
Yeah, there's a few players that in that position are just horrible to play, I would imagine. I'm glad I don't have to. Tai Su Ying and Intanon as well.
Oh, yeah.
You're just so late all the time.
Oh.
Make it so hard.
Service over.
Yeah, and it's not even like that
12,
one shot that
16.
is the killer. It's the accumulation. You're constantly being pulled 1 extra inch or 1 extra centimetre out of position, and just the build-up of that.
Yeah, it just gets worse and worse until
Yeah.
there's a big space that they find.
Well up.
Well, there's a challenge.
I would challenge
An
that.
Se-young
Well, that's that
challenge.
diving defence I
Call
mentioned.
Out.
So often we see her make these, and with the drift left to right, this might have just crept back in and caught the line.
There is a chance that this will be shaved the line. It'll be minimal if it is.
Well, Hawkeye's taking his time. That means it's pretty close.
Tight, yeah. Hoi, nope.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining.
So one left
Service over.
for An Se-young.
17-12.
Korean fans in the house.
Play.
So directly taken, so early, not letting that shuttle untumble.
Oh,
Oi.
she tried a bit too much. That's what I like about An Se-young. She gets there early and plays the earliest shot she can sometimes.
Yeah.
And then often she just waits and double actions you. And so the deception is actually very deceptive. A lot of players overuse it.
Yeah, and it becomes the standard.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the case with Busanan.
Right.
When she takes an early direct net shot, that's the deception, actually.
Right.
That's the surprise.
19-12.
Absolutely fair play to Okuhara in this set. She has been so solid, and she has made it very difficult for An Se-young, which is typically what An Se-young does to other people. But An Se-young has actually had a few errors. Oh, she's taken that one.
Oh,
Good net shot. Can she recover from
She gets
it?
a length as well.
And we're just back into a normal rally as if nothing's happened.
That's what you said earlier in defence. She just pulls out something that and looks calm about it. Brilliant from the Korean.
Service over.
Just that guiding cross court
19.
and a little bit longer into the court, so Okuhara almost has to run forward and take a right angle turn. That one. Just out of Nozomi Okuhara's reach.
Oh, she's unsure again.
Very reluctant on that back line.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
gone long.
yeah, it's gone long.
That has gone long.
Service over.
An Se-young showing some
20,
frustration there, because it
game
is
point,
not like her.
13.
She's usually very clinical. And considering we're almost 3/4 of the way through this year in which she's been so dominant, I think that's a fair statement to make.
Yeah, hugely, yeah. And Okuhara playing into the drift, and it's clear because the instinct off the racket of Okuhara is that it's going to be long. Then the drift kicks in and holds it up, and that's what's causing An Se-young loads of problems.
Yeah.
Game point. 7 in the bag for Okuhara.
Nah, was maybe going sideways.
What about this control from Okuhara? I don't, with that drift left to right, especially in that round the head corner of An Se-young, I haven't seen Okuhara miss.
No. Oi. What a rally. Like you say, just the control from both players to just punch it back in, almost to the same spot, just relentlessly. I think the mental battle between these two is what's going to be the deciding factor.
Thank you.
Well, it's still game point. An Se-young digging deep. And finally, we see one drift wide.
15-20.
Surely she can't come back into this game from here.
It's a big ask. Yeah, Nozomi's given herself a good cushion here, but I mean, I wouldn't put it past An Se-young.
Which end would you favour here if you were playing in this match? Or if you were just playing on this court, forget the opponents. But which end would you rather be on? That's gone long. It's a challenge from An Se-young.
Challenge.
Would you rather be where Okuhara is playing into the drift and attacking those rear corners a bit easier?
Yes, I think that's my preferred side as well. It just means you can commit to everything. You don't have to shave off a couple of percent. You can just fully go for it. Add a bit on, if anything.
Well, that challenge unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful.
An Se-young loses the first game.
Game won by Nozomi Okuhara.
Very calm and composed, controlled opening game for Nozomi Okuhara. 21-16 the score.
똑같아. 좀 되게 보고 잡는 거 좀 전에 얘기했듯이 그 실행을 앞에 전위를 좀 늦추지 말고 바로 잡아서 쳐준다 생각해. 거기서 키높고 넘어가고 또 기다려 잘 쳐주고 그걸로 더 멀리 빨리 좀 뛰어주는 거야. 그걸 떨어뜨리면 그 다음 볼 공들이 좀 더 짧게 쉽게 올 거야. 근데 제가 체력이 떨어질 때는 한 번 그냥 빵 크게 친다고. 그거 급하게 하지 마. 다시 간다 하는 거야. 엄마에서?
제가 그 스트레칭 누르잖아. 와가지고 낮게 친다고. 이거만 반대쪽으로 빨리빨리 막.
옆으로 어떻게 해야 돼? 옆으로 보고 핸들을 나중에 보고. 근데 지나가니까 다시 가자. 하나만.
딱 본단 말이야. 그러니까 이거 반대쪽으로 넘어가야 돼.
체력이 딸리면은 붙이거나 낙품 고등어 치고 나서 오는 거 치려고 그랬지. 어? 그잖아. 그런 일이 생각나면 어?
이거 앞에
力いっぱい打っちゃうと次が遅くなるからちゃんとつなぐとしっかりちょっとつないでだからあんまり速い球すぎると切り返しが短かったりするじゃんだからそこそこ、ね、ある程度強くは出さなきゃいけないけど、ね、そんなに強く出しすぎるとかえって自分が取れなくなっちゃうからあとはしっかり後ろは使うこと、ある程度に付き合っていいからラリーで、うまく付き合いながらちょっと、ね、いけるとこあったらいけばいいし
どっちかって言ったらこう相手仕掛け待ちでいいですよね。
Part 2, 20 seconds.
だからちょっとそこ止められるんだったら止めればいいし。
Second game. Level. Play.
Okuhara with the respectful nod to the court officials as always. As we restart game 2, what a terrific start for Nozomi Okuhara. So much control. Like a very experienced performance.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, we've seen so many of these today.
One
it's real
low.
youth versus experience. I'm intrigued to see what the style change is going to be. I think An Se-young is going to look to lift the pace. She's going to know that she's perhaps in better physical condition right now in terms of going long into tournaments. In recent tournaments, she's
Service over. One.
get to finals when Okuhara struggled to get out of first and second round. So
Yeah.
putting those back-to-back performances together.
And she can play into that drift. I keep
Yes.
talking about drift, but it's so obvious in this arena.
And we saw it in the ladies doubles before this. The pair on this side really pushing into those kind of high flat pushes up to kind of chest neck height. Really difficult to deal with and either bring down or punch over for the person on the receiving end.
Wonderful net shot.
Absolutely.
And how
Service
hard would
over.
it be now for Okuhara to find a good length?
2-1.
Well, there'll be no doubt a couple of rallies at the start here where she really kind of has to test that out, and it's a good chance for her to test out on her high serve.
She did one high serve a moment ago and it came up really short actually.
Yeah.
That one's better, a little better.
Oi, tricky one. She recovered from it.
Okuhara really working hard.
Great rally.
What a shot.
Oi. Just takes the pace off. We've been playing at quite a steady tempo there, back and forwards. And then for An Se-young just to shape up for the similar hitting style and then just take the pace off of it. And it just mixes Okuhara up. Right on that cross and that tee and tram line.
Stunning.
Thank you.
There has been a few other instances this season where I've seen An Se-young get off to a slower start.
3-2.
But if there's one thing she's good at, it's grinding out a match, and she will not go away. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I remember watching her in the Uber Cup when she was... Oh, is it?
And found the
It's
line.
in.
Yep. That's incredible.
4-2.
And she was up and ready if it came back.
She digs so deep, doesn't she? She is. She's straight back to her feet.
Yep. Up.
Thank you.
So resilient. An Se-young's technique into her round the head corner is
the most efficient thing you will ever see. How she's able to produce all of the shots possible without turning her body. And into the forehand as well, but it's more noticeable into the round the head.
I actually didn't used to like her racket carriage. It just looked a bit weird to me, but she's so effective with it.
Absolutely. There's no turning of the shoulders. Quite, you know, if you're just starting out in badminton, it's quite often, you know, you want to be side on to the shuttle. But when you get to this top level, that just takes too much time. An Se-young just almost like it's a crossover backwards footwork into that rear left corner.
Yeah.
But with no turning of her body and hips. She's kind of still front on, and that arm just comes up and round and controls the shuttle down, and it's so efficient. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's that flat sort of cross lift, opening up the court.
It's within two shots, she's up the pace and then taking it back down again. She stepped in, punched that one over cross. Okuhara thinking that's going to be the new pace we're going to play at, and An Se-young says, nah. There's that little misjudgment of the back line that we said might happen.
Oh, good save.
Stays so calm.
Terrific. It feels like An Se-young is just taking one step everywhere, so imbalanced, and it's Okuhara that's having to work extra hard.
Yeah.
Just to stay in the rally. That is tremendous.
So perfectly placed.
And use the drift.
Yep.
That will be heartbreaking for Okuhara.
Yep, she will be feeling that. She doesn't get a point for effort, but she will wish that she did. Yeah, An Se-young just...
Look at that. That was going out towards the doubles line when it left the racket.
Nozomi must be ready.
Umpire being a hard taskmaster after that mammoth rally. Yep.
Well played, Okuhara.
For the server, 3-8.
That's nice. Different weight of shot there. There was good punch to it, but there was also a nice slice to it. And she's accounted for the drift left to right there as well.
Well, there were 7 straight points previously for An Se-young.
Thank you. Nozomi. 4-8.
Oh,
yeah.
So good.
An Se-young is definitely setting a little bit of a higher pace here.
She looks like she's settling into this match now, doesn't she?
Yeah. You can see all of those kind of mid-court forward shots. She's taking them overhand. She's not waiting for them to come to her. She's really stepping into them, trying to take as much time away from Nozomi as possible, and the placement of that one down there.
Terrific net. She was well below tape.
well scrapped by Okuhara.
Well, she finds the net,
11-4
and we go
interval.
into the mid-game interval. It is the An Se-young show in the second. 11-4 the score. And we're in for a terrific fight.
高い球打っても低い球打っても多分ここの速い球は変わらんと思うから入れるならちょっとこっち入れるか、まあ、そのうちに100点取るかもしれない
だからさ、上げるときにさ、一つ出して上げるよ、絶対に。高く出して、相手が打ってくれるんだったら打ってくれるで、自分が打たなくていいじゃん。だからある程度そう出した方が、かえって。
Court 2, 20 seconds.
高さ出してディフェンス
Court
で
2, 20 seconds.
強く出すならまっすぐストレート。
相手
Players
さ
on court.
打ってきてくれないからさそういう時長く出して
Turn to your chair. (11-4) Play.
Well, An Se-young continuing where she left off first half of this second game. So fluid, very much in control, and oh, that's better from Okuhara, but she's missed the cross net.
Yeah, a little bit more aggressive from Okuhara, which I
12-4.
think is what she will need to do here. But it's just gonna come down to her ability to execute on those follow-ups if she's committed particularly to those attacks.
If she does and An Se-young crosses her, for example, she's
Yeah.
going to be exhausted and trying to pick up the next shot, isn't she?
Exactly.
It's a risk.
It's a big old court for such a relatively small player.
Yeah.
13-4.
But this is where just An Se-young, you go up against her and she just absorbs everything. She just makes it so difficult for you to think, where can I find a space? And then you end up playing tighter, you end up making errors, and it's a
14-4.
vicious circle and a snowball effect where An Se-young doesn't actually have to do that much.
Well, that's what we saw here, wasn't it? It was a
Yeah.
nice shot around the head, but An Se-young's defense is so good. Okuhara ends up having a long court to cover.
Absolutely. As I'm looking round here, this arena is rather full. And that's because it's about to get pretty busy and pretty noisy in a second. Oh, a little misjudgment on that jump, and then An Se-young doesn't make that little bit simple net shot.
Yeah, she almost had too much time, I think.
Yeah.
And the crowd around us erupting, as you can hear, Danish players walking on for their match on a different court. 14-6, our score here with Okuhara on serve. Yeah, nice backhand.
Oh,
That is
what
superb.
a rally. I fear she may not have gotten that follow-up if that had come back. She kind of went all in on that, but absolutely fair play. That was ultimate accuracy.
That one clipped the net.
Yeah.
Slightly
Up.
short. Terrific, that shot.
Players on court.
Oh, directly on the line. And that's how hard Nozomi Okuhara is going to have to work to win any points here.
Do you feel, though, when you're in this sort of position, when it's particularly endy like this, how much do you go for it in this second game if you're Okuhara? Or are you tempted to allow this just to evolve without giving quite everything so you're saved for the third?
Yeah, there is that argument to be made. I would maybe be thinking I at least want to try to get the momentum back on my side rather than just cut your losses and go to a third and kind of go half-hearted in this set.
Yeah.
I would want to try to
16,
prepare
7.
for a third by putting in a good shift in this set.
Well, you're going to play at least half. Well, you're going to play half of the third on that end, aren't you? So you're going to want to get some learnings here, find a way in which you can keep up, you can compete.
Yeah, it's to your advantage to spend as much time on court. That's lovely.
What a shot.
Service over, 8-16.
Yeah, you want to gather as much information as you possibly can. Oh, Okuhara just came in with that high racket. An Se-young had to be worried about.
Oh, another nice shot, Okuhara. Great save. An Se-young now having to work on it. This is a bit more aggressive, a bit more assertive.
Oh, it's well up.
Oh,
yeah.
What a rally that was.
Service over, 17-8.
Maybe An Se-young's just better at hiding it, but you can see how much this is taking out of Okuhara. But Okuhara famously came through and won the longest, certainly the longest singles match.
Is that the All England?
2017 Glasgow World Champs final.
Oh, was it?
Against Sindhu. Perhaps
I knew it was Sindhu,
yeah,
but they met in the All England too in a final. It must have been similar time, but yeah. So
the World Champs final 2017, 1 hour and 51.
Wow.
And with Sindhu being what, 5'11", about 1m80 almost. And Okuhara coming out the victor of that. It's incredible. Oh.
No challenge. I thought we might have seen a challenge there.
I think that
Should have
was
been plumb on the line.
directly on the line, yeah. Yeah.
Nice shot.
Oh.
Gone wide.
19-8.
I think Okuhara has been having good success with that kind of weight of cross-court shot. Yeah, I'd say that was in.
Service over, 9-19.
I don't think Okuhara is going to just completely let this go. I think she will fight for as many points as she can here. But it is a big ask for her to get back and take this set. We're likely looking at a third. It's a long way to go.
Oh, that was so good.
20, game point.
It wasn't a double action, it was more like a triple action from An Se-young. Watch this backhand net shot.
Yeah.
Okuhara stranded in the mid-court.
The amount of control that takes. Okuhara thought it was going to the net, then she thought it was going to the back corner, then she thought it was going to the net again.
Game point, 11 of them to spare for An Se-young.
Service over, 10-20.
An Se-young making Okuhara work very hard.
Yeah, she's really tiring her out.
Yeah. I think that'll be playing on An Se-young's mind, just Yes, there it
Terrific.
is.
There it is from An Se-young. Finds the winner. Rushes to the box. She looks full of life still, An Se-young.
Yeah.
21-10. 1 game all.
Physically a tough test, that one, for Nozomi Okuhara. So the game score, 21-10. It's 1 game all here.
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds.
Okuhara with the bow. As always,
Final game.
so respectful as she
Love all.
gets back on court for each game.
Play.
And a little nod to each of the court officials. That's so nice. Game 3, change of ends at 11. An Se-young so clearly prefers this bottom side of the court. We saw it from games 1 and 2, how dramatic the difference was. So therefore, Kirsty, putting you on the spot here, how far up would Nozomi Okuhara need to be at the break
For the server,
so that she can compete in the latter stages?
1.
I think
Love.
it's she's going to need a 4 or 5 point margin, I would say, which is going to be a big ask because even just in that first point there, first rally, An Se-young's movement has increased double from the first set.
Yep.
You do feel like An Se-young's the one kind of dragging Okuhara around the court.
Like that, getting her
Yeah.
to twist and turn.
And Okuhara is being so resilient and resisting An Se-young's shots, but you do feel like An Se-young's the one in control. She might not win every rally, but she's the one dictating what's happening here.
And she's not going for the big attack.
Oh,
Nice
that's
shot
lovely.
from Okuhara.
An Se-young kind of unsure about what happened there.
She was on the back foot, wasn't she? She
Yeah.
was looking for the clear or something.
2.
Did not expect this from Okuhara.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was expecting round the head clear. Saw that from this very little movement from An Se-young in defence and got caught. 2-love. Yeah, she's refusing to go big attack.
I think maybe just because Okuhara is so good at absorbing when it's kind of in that mid-court that she's trying to spread the court rather than going for the power.
Yeah, make it as big as possible.
Yeah,
Nice
that's
net.
good cross-court.
Yeah.
To be the one to pull An Se-young out of position for once. And then we reset back to kind of level. That's long.
3 love.
Hey, for Okuhara to be 3-love up here is the exact start that she would want, despite An Se-young being the one kind of in the driving seat. Oh, well placed. Yeah.
Terrific start, isn't it, for Okuhara?
Yeah.
Getting her tactics just right here.
Just interesting, An Se-young just refusing to go for full attack. And Okuhara's shots being so accurate so far. Again, could have injected pace there, but chose not to. Such patience from both players here. And finally, An Se-young finds it, the long smash, which is actually, I would say, quite a trademark of Okuhara. Keeps her feet on the ground and just swings through. Has a quick look before she strikes, and that's perfect.
Yeah, it is. Finds that line.
To deal with smashes coming in at shoulder height in singles, it feels like such a long way away from you. It's not naturally where you would retrieve a smash from.
Not this time.
After such a long, patient rally in the last one, and then she chooses to go up and use some power.
She's played the first four very long and very patient, and they've actually not come off, have they, until that previous smash winner.
Yeah.
Maybe An Se-young now just deciding to up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, you can see both players after that one really long rally. We've kind of had pretty short ones since then. And fair play, it's been so physical so far. We're only at the very start of the third set, and we've already done 52 minutes.
Oh, a bit impatient from Okuhara.
4-5.
Oh, what a smash.
Good.
Constructed that rally so well, didn't she?
Yeah, and closed the gap, and we're back level. Considering An Se-young was 4-love down. She's done so well to construct these rallies. She's really spread the court, and then when it counts, she goes with power to the body when Okuhara's used to expecting another court stretch. Again, more power to the body, keeping it safe.
Just long.
But then sends it a little bit long.
Service over. 6-5.
I think anything anything like 3 or 4 points might not be enough for Okuhara.
7-5.
Yeah, she just had to knock it into that space.
Yeah, she can't get her feet out of the way here when she recovers.
A for effort.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Hans, shuttle is in front over there.
Yeah, good power, keeping it safe, just going straight at Nozomi.
6-7.
That is terrific again.
7-0.
And Se-young channeling this attack towards the body of Okuhara. Well, these terrifically long busting rallies again. And Se-young looks a bit frustrated. She should have made that one.
7.
Oh, nice touch. Incredible save. Okuhara really on our last legs here at times. Still somehow, as we've seen so often over the years, surviving these long rallies, but not this time. And Se-young back on level terms.
Nozomi. Thank you.
Well, don't let it fool you. We've seen Okuhara looking exhausted. And she can continue that look whilst fighting hard for a bit longer, I'm sure. Too short the lift.
9-8.
And Seung goes round the head of this cross clip winner. Well, perhaps the exhaustion is taking over. Two mental errors in the last two rallies. And the signs of a tough week perhaps starting to show for Okuhara. Brilliant.
Service over, 9-10.
Look at that. Former world champion finds a winner.
Quickly. Thank you.
Well, that's it, mid-game interval.
11-9.
The change of ends.
Change ends.
And it's looking daunting now for Okuhara, who needed, ideally, a 4 or 5 point lead, because An Se-young on this side of the court was devastating in the second game. 11-9 at the break.
하다가 한 번은 잡으러 가야 되기도 해. 알았어? 근데 지금 드롭하는데 드롭을 하는 건 좋은데 나 드롭한다 하고 드롭을 하잖아. 때릴 건 때려야 돼. 근데 어떻게 때리냐, 뭘 때리냐가 중요하다. 길게 때리면 서서 받을 거고, 그게 아니라 툭만 때려도 그 다음번에 가서 쓰는 거다. 뛰는 리듬을 조금씩만 변화, 한 번씩만. 포인트랑 한번 갖고, 천천히 가서 한 번 잡고. 이것만 해도 네가 산다. 산다고.
20 seconds.
몇 개만 더 하면 돼, 몇 개만.
Players on court. Coach, return to your chair. Coach, thank you. Nozomi. Play.
So a place in the semi-finals, a place for a medal. All comes down to this half a game. An Se-young took the bronze last time out. Last year in Tokyo. A win here will guarantee at least that this week, and as world number one, she'll have her eyes set firmly on that final. Okuhara's got a gold and a silver in her trophy cabinet at home. So she knows what it takes to get there. Early stages of this second half of the game, hugely important. Okuhara cannot let An Se-young run away. But she is looking tired, battling on. Too tired. And a tired-looking shot. Se-young, ready and waiting trying to keep the speed of the match going. She'll be fitter, stronger with her run of form over the last 12 months. It's hard to hear myself think in this arena right now.
10-13.
Hence, I'm having to shout down the mic slightly. Danes on court 1 in front of their home crowd. Oh, Okuhara's just being dragged around the court. It's brutal to watch.
Service over, 14-10.
As this lift goes long.
In the middle.
Oh, it's a backhand clear, actually.
Thank you. Hands. 14-10.
Oh, it's superb. Well covered. The mid-court exchange
15,
won
10.
by An Se-young. Twisting and turning. Okuhara cannot cover the court. Off the net. Well, everything's going the way of the Korean.
10.
What a touch this was. Just sat on the tape. Okuhara could do nothing about it. 16-10. Going for the all-out winner. Running out of ideas, Okuhara. An Se-young just cruising around the court still. Reverse slice straight, nice from Okuhara, but she's gone long again.
18-10.
Bit of luck for the Japanese.
It's over, 11-18. Service over, 19-11.
into the body. And Se-young with a fist pump.
Match point 11.
Wasting no time as well. 9 match points. And for the chance of a semi-final. And she's done it. And Se-young erupts through to a medal position here at the World Championships. Incredibly mature performance from the Korean. She knew which end of the court was going to work and how that strategy was going to play out. She played it to perfection. Terrific for the world number 1.
Match won by An Se-young, 16-21, 21-10, 21-11.
A valiant effort as well from the former world champion Nozomi Okuhara here. She gave that everything. She had nothing left to give. Final moments, forehand, slice winner, doesn't come back. And what about that reaction? So it took 3 games. It took 70 minutes. 16-21, 21-10, 21-11 for the world number 1, An Se-young, through to a World Championship semi-final. Well, next up, Kunavut Viditsan of Thailand. He's up against Wang Sui. I'll be leaving you here in the very capable hands of Moshumi Dutt.
Thank you very much to my co-commentator Bobby Griffin for taking us through the action here on court 2. The first half of matches are done. We're into the second half, 5 more to go, and we're going to focus on the men's singles match between the number 3 seed Kunlavut Vititsan of Thailand taking on Wang Sui of Chinese Taipei. That's what's coming up here on court 2. Yeah, of course, in a lively Royal Arena at the moment. It's a full house, which is fantastic to see as we see those quarterfinal places all confirmed. And what's great is the fact that there's a good representation of various nations. 2 from Japan, of course, and the rest from separate countries. We're going to focus on that match between Vititsan and Wang Sui.